Alright, this is going to be a quicker video. I just want to go over this one transition I've been working on. I'm not going to go all out and explain everything. It's just, I'm going to explain what I have to show what's going on and how possibly you guys could help me more. So right now, this is a transition from night to day in Rivendell, and I've had this for quite a while. This one transition that was always like not perfect, wasn't terrible, but it just sounded a little bit unnatural, and it's just because I think it went too quick, like with the audio. So I've slightly adjusted it. I just added an establishing shot. Well, actually, I added two, which I'll explain a little bit why. But to start off with, we just need to end this clip, and let's see how that goes. I just have a basic fade right here like this, and this is how it ends.
These dwarves will march on the mountain. They're determined to reclaim their homeland. I do not believe Thorin Oakenshield feels that he's answerable to anyone.
So that's that. It just ends. But I've also taken the soundtrack to try to let it fade a little bit longer. So if we play it again.
I do not believe Thorin Oakenshield feels that he's answerable to anyone.
Now it sounds a little weird at the end, like it's, you know, the music is continuing. But that's okay because it gets masked by the other audio that starts. I'll explain that in a second. But for example, let's say I just wanted to go even longer with that music. Whoops. It starts going into the Galadriel theme, so I can't really go any further. Like this is kind of the limit of the maximum amount of time I can have it fade out, because any further it's just going to be weird, like to transition. And so now I'm going to bring in the new music, which I'll enable right here. So this sort of sounds like. So that's how the new music comes in. I don't know if I played it, but I'll play it from the start. Or I meant, I don't know if I played it like well enough for you to understand, because you guys need to like hear the context before you go to the transition. I don't want to play them too quickly. Sometimes I end up doing that. But well, and actually while we're at it, I did then continue to rebuild the ambience and the background noise. So let's see, I'm just expanding these tracks, but I have just a variance of wind, of birds, of waterfalls, and just whatnot. So now just playing it all together, it sounds like this.
I hope these dwarves will march on the mountain. They're determined to reclaim their homeland. I do not believe Thorin Oakenshield feels that he's answerable to anyone.
So it's pretty good. The audio, I think, just sounds fine. And so the last thing is just the video. At least this is for me. I know that people have talked about, or there's somebody in my Discord who was talking about how I could try to make it like more of a pause. So for example, with this clip of Thorin, I could have like this here. So this shot finishes, and then it goes here, and then it goes to here, and it would just make more of a pause. The problem is I don't think that's really possible. It's just not going to sound right, because like for example, this is the music. Let's pretend that I did have it longer. This is kind of what it would sound like. I don't know, it just sounds kind of weird. Like you got to combine it like this, or else it doesn't really work that well. Now the one thing is, I want to fix my settings because shouldn't. Okay, there we go. So anyways, that's what I have right now. I think it's pretty good, and I'm actually happy with it. But then there was an alternate way that I could do things. So let's give the full context. So right here we have a nice shot of Thorin reflecting, or just thinking while they're talking about him over here. And so the idea was that if you take some of this shot, so for example, I'm just going to trim it here, and then I'm going to drag it over here. So if I take some of that shot, which I've already done, it's right here, which I'll enable, and then I can have that here, and it might visually look better to go from here to here to here. And so that creates one problem though that we get to fix, which is right here now. Say I did that, there would be this missing spot. So now I need to bring this shot next to this one, and I need to fade these out with fade tools, like for example, like you get the idea that I just have to fade them in. But the problem is with that is it's actually really hard to get the music to sound right. Now I did a test clip in my Discord, which you can check out, and you might think that sounds fine, and if it does, then that's good. I'll continue to explore this, but right now I'm not super happy with the music right here. But anyways, when we get to here, then this is what it looks like with the shot of Thorin, as is.
So without our help, these dwarves will march on the mountain. They're determined to reclaim their homeland. I do not believe Thorin Oakenshield feels that he's answerable to anyone.
And that's pretty much it. I know I have my quality set pretty low. I'll do it to 1/2 just because I'm recording though. But yeah, and so then if I did try it like this, I'll just do it for the sake of this video. So let's see how we could try to do this. So I'm going to put the shot here, press A, and then if you click, highlights everything to the right. So we got everything selected, but we got to be careful. We don't want to select this, and we don't want to select that. So now we take everything to the right. Okay, drag that. And so now we have it extended, but it's going to sound weird. Now we'll take a look at that in a second, but let's just see what we're at right now.
Believe Thorin Oakenshield feels that he's answerable to anyone.
And so that's kind of what would happen, but the audio would need to be touched up a bunch. So I could take these sound effects and extend them, but then the music is a whole nother story. So I'm not going to get into that in this video because that would be too much work. But there's one more thing though that I've done. So let's say I did keep this Thorin shot. This is a little bit of a tutorial, I guess. So what I've done is I need to change the audio actually. You might think that it could just stay the same, but if it's cutting to Thorin, that means that the voiceover that we can hear needs to be quieter, and it needs to be panned to the side. Basically, if we go back here, when Elrond and Gandalf are talking, it's panned to the left ear. It's a little bit in the middle too, but you can't really tell that well on headphones, but you can still kind of tell.
Gandalf, these decisions do not rest with us alone. It is not a...
So there we go. And then the other thing, or I guess the first thing with that, is that the center channel gets quieter. So right here we have they're talking, and then as soon as it cuts, you can see it gets a little bit quieter. And then also this side, what I've done is I've decreased the right channel, because what I'm going to do now is add in the voice to the right channel as well, because normally you just hear the echoes in this left and right channel that I selected right here, but we want to have his full voice in the left channel, because, sorry, I guess, so the reason I put it on the right is because when we see them walk up these stairs and curve to the side, I feel like it makes sense that, okay, maybe they're on the right side now. Like, you don't really know. I mean, I could put it on the left ear, but, you know, it doesn't really matter at this point because they walked across this bridge, and they were on the left side here, and I feel like by the time they got over here and walked up the stairs, they were on the right ear. So that was just me just sort of playing it by ear, but I could probably get away with putting it on the left ear. Anyways, though, I've decided to, yeah, put it on the right ear. So if we listen here, you can hear that there's still that little echo because we're listening to the outer channels only, but now we also have the full voice only on the right ear, because actually also one thing is this lined up properly? Okay, it is. Wait, so okay, I was just testing something, but anyways, now we have it panned over and the center channel gets a little quieter, but yeah, now going back to this to explain it, I guess I sort of set it out of order. But this one that I was originally going to talk about, it gets quieter here in the right channel because I want to make room for this audio. I don't want to double stack just the default right channel and the talking on the right channel because it would be too loud in terms of the background music. So you just decrease it a little bit to make room for it. Not too much, just, what is it, like 3.2. And then, yeah, that plays out. So now we can listen to it with the upgraded audio with it panned to the side. A little bit laggy, hold on.
They're determined to reclaim their homeland. I do not believe Thorin Oakenshield feels that he's answerable to anyone.
Yeah, sorry, it is a little bit laggy, but that's pretty much it. The questions are to just end the video. Should I have the Thorin shot? Should I not have the Thorin shot? If I do have the Thorin shot, should it be right here? But I mean, at the same time, I don't think it's really possible. I mean, I guess it doesn't really help to say that I should have it here because I'm gonna need to figure out if I can even do that, and I don't know if I can. But regardless, yeah, just should I have this or not? And then if I do have it, that means that I need to mess around with this transition I talked about at the start of the video, which can cause some other problems. And you know, maybe some people will notice that. Maybe you won't, but that's going to be it. I'm just going back to the default by disabling those things. So yeah, this is what I'm sticking with right now, but we will see. I guess that's pretty much it. Just trying to remember if there's anything else I want to talk about while I'm here. Oh yeah, I guess this is one thing. So I put this in my Discord, but I was looking through The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug, and there are some really cool shots of Erebor, just of the empty inside. So here's one, here's some dead bodies, here's another, dead bodies, and another. And I thought they were pretty cool. They kind of mirror the prologue, but they're like all depressing and empty. And I wasn't sure if I could somehow work this into my edit, just because it would be something cool to have. I mean, this feels like they're, you know, when we saw Moria in Fellowship of the Ring, like it just feels good. And it would be cool to have these somewhere. Now I don't know where they would go. I was thinking of like putting them somewhere. Here we go. Like in this portion of the movie when they're inside Erebor and they're looking for the Arkenstone and whatnot. But yeah. Anyways, that's gonna be it for the video. Wait, what did I do last? Okay. Yeah, so let me know what you think about the Rivendell transition. Join my Discord if you're not in it already, and have a good night, everybody.